I'm Alexa Juanita Jordan. I am a writer, life coach, native New Yorker, human being in the world. I wrote a book called The Start of It All, which is a 20-something's guide to authenticity, empowerment, and resilience for anyone who's ever felt alone and like they don't know what they're doing, start of adulthood, because like that never changes. I also write a blog called Wild Cozy Free on Substack, where I try to honor the full, messy complexity of who I am and encourage people to do the same. And I've also lived a bunch of other lives as a fourth grade teacher, a marketing consultant, a temp receptionist, all kinds of different things. But at the end of the day, I'm a human being trying to figure it all out and tell stories, make sense of life. In my book, there is an intro that I realized retrospectively reads a lot like a college commencement address, but less buttoned up. I remember not loving mine and just, I don't know, sitting in my cape and my gown and cap and gown, hot and sweaty and a little tired, and just thinking I kind of just want to know it's going to be okay. And I kind of want all the answers, and I kind of want to get some French toast. So, yeah, I released that as is, the intro of the book. But then this year came around, and I had a little more to say, a little more to add to it, and I just wanted to share a little bit of a less buttoned up commencement type address, kiki, powwow, because it's really not a speech, but if there's ever anything I can do to help someone feel less alone in the world, I'm going to do it. And so if this video gets one view and one person gets one thing from it and I never even hear from them, that's enough. So I'm going to read to you a little bit and also be here on my phone because, obviously. Okay. So the day after I graduated from college, I didn't get out of bed until 5 p.m., literally 5 p.m. And I wasn't even watching movies or sleeping. I honestly was just scrolling through Instagram a little and lying there because I was completely exhausted. The only reason that I got up was to get dinner at a pizza place that no longer exists with a friend I was talking to a few years later. And it would probably shock my 22-year-old self to hear these words about losing touch with that friend, not the pizza place closing. Like I said, I'm a native New Yorker. I am all too familiar with favorite restaurants and coffee shops and bookstores closing down at what feels like a moment's notice. My favorite Barnes & Noble is actually now a Target on 86th and Lex, Upper East Side. The benches where I spent countless hours going through magazines and glossy pages been replaced by a homeware section. I once leafed through a magazine in that very Barnes & Noble with a cover highlighting a Hollywood actress and her hard-won happiness. That phrase always stuck with me. At the time, I probably lacked self-awareness to admit that I was far from being truly happy, but the idea of happiness being hard-won really resonated with me. Those two words made me feel very seen and validated as someone who used to secretly hate, people talking about waking up happy with that, easy breezy cover girl feeling that I thought was, for fairy tales. The summer after graduation, I moved to Portland, Oregon, for an acting program, and I hated it, and I came back to New York with no idea what I was going to do next. And I eventually, many months later, in the spring, landed a role in an incredible new play at La Mama Experimental Theater Club in Manhattan. So beautiful and so great. After originally inquiring about being the stage manager's assistant, right? So they're like, do you want to know as a stage manager? And I'm like, sure. I also asked for my resume, and they're like, oh, do you want to audition? And I was like, yeah. And that led to my first New York Times feature, which is so cool. It was amazing. And I was acting in New York City, and everything was going to plan. Except I did not love the life of a working actor. And I started working as a temp receptionist to kind of figure out what I wanted to do and what the rest of the world was doing when I was in rehearsal. And I ended up writing a play at my desk. I wouldn't realize that I wanted to be a playwright for a few more years, though. I spent way too much money doing things I did not enjoy with people I didn't have a lot in common with. I was trying to keep up with the New York scene and whatever that means. I look back and I realize that I don't like what those friends brought out in me, but if you'd asked me at the time, I would have told you I had a great community and I was just like living my best life. I constantly hustled for my self-worth and was so busy trying to prove myself to everyone that I could barely enjoy success when it came. I ended up co-directing the same play that I started as a fourth grader while teaching fourth grade in my elementary school, the Brealey School. And it was Charlotte's Web. And I had more joy working with those kids who are now in high school, my God, than it had in a long time. It was the most fun I've ever had. And even though I know I was not meant to be a teacher like long term in that all day, every day, getting up at 6 a.m. way, it was just incredible. And it feels impossible that those girls are in high school because I taught them how to spell. And I'm 30 and I'm still learning how to spell. What would you know? Typos all over this. We used to dance across the floor to this song at a dance class in college called Shine during warm-ups. So you go across the floor and you do like your thing. That's dancing. And I've loved it ever since and had it on my playlist forever. It goes, here's where you lose your mind. The water here's divine. You're doing just fine. Come on, darling. Don't you want to shine? I'm not always sure of what it means to shine. These days, I'm less interested in sparkly, shiny perfection. And I, do love the heat of lights at a theater when they shine and the brilliance of the sun when I'm on a walk listening to a podcast. The verb shine is defined in the Oxford American Dictionary as to give out a bright light or direct a flashlight or other light somewhere in order to see something in the dark. The world is different, to make a gross understatement. It's very different than it was when I graduated. And yet I too graduated mere months after a certain person was elected the first time. I cannot pull you out of the darkness, but I hope to provide a kind of light for you, nonetheless. I can't prepare you for anything in the traditional sense. I can encourage you to hold on to yourself as you grow and change and learn. I can remind you that you're not alone and you are far more resilient than you think. But I can't give you any answers. I can leave you with a few questions, though. Questions that I hope you'll take with you on the journey ahead. And you're probably thinking, like, what good are her questions? And like, what questions? And I don't need journal prompts, right? I need a playbook. I need advice. I need her to say something mildly hopeful. Like, mildly hopeful. What is a speech, Alexa, right? And I get it. But here's the thing. Someone once told me that the quality of your life can be shaped by the quality of your questions. I believe that the quality of those questions can actually change the quality of your life more than the right answers ever will. And people who know themselves deeply are the ones with the most power to change their lives and the lives of others, and dare I say, the world. So, the questions. When do you feel your best? What are you genuinely the most excited about right now? Anything. It could be brunch after, it could be the TV show you're watching, it could be anything. It could be big, small. Because your joy is important. What has changed since last year? What do you think could change in a year? Your life is going to change, whether you want it to or not. The world is going to change too. Believing that change is possible is not just blind optimism, it is literally a fact of life. change is a fact of life. What are some things that you don't want to change? What are some things that you know in your soul will be true no matter where you end up next year? I got out a pen and paper and I wrote down in a journal somewhere things that'll be true no matter where I go to school, grad school, acting programs. I felt so powerless. And it helped for like 5 minutes, but still. No matter how powerless you feel or out of control you may feel at times, there is so much inside of you that no one can take away. In a world that is constantly shifting, where so much is out of control, there are things that are yours and there are things that are true about you and your life that no one can take away. But only you know what that is. While I will not be with you physically on your journeys ahead, I will be rooting for you. I am rooting for you when you feel like you've lost, when you are lost, when you feel like you've ruined everything. I am especially on your side when it seems like everyone knows what they're doing except for you. Spoiler alert, nobody knows what they're doing. No one, okay? If I can give you one single piece of advice, if you walk away from this with one thing, please just know, stay away from people who try to convince you they know everything. So far away. Get away from those people. No one knows everything. I'm going to say it again. No one knows everything. People know a lot. Some people are very smart. Some people know more about something than you do. But no one knows everything. And second thing I'm going to leave you with, no one knows more about you than you. Like, that's impossible. You are the one who knows most about you. Whether you know exactly what you're going to do, what decisions you're going to make next, like what you feel the best at, what your strengths and weaknesses are, what jobs you're qualified for, whatever. No one knows more about you than you. You know the most about you. You know the most about you. Okay. From the bottom of my heart, congratulations, seriously. Whether you've just graduated or you're about to graduate or you graduated years ago, or again, if you're just a person in life going through some transitions and wanting some bit of pep talk, congratulations. Like, congratulations on graduating, congratulations on being alive, congratulations on being a human doing the things in this world, okay? I am seriously rooting for you in all ways. Cheers to what's ahead. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to read this, the written version of this little speech, address, pep talk, I'm going to link it where it'll be in my blog. If you want to hear more from me and more tidbits and not advice and not answers, you can go over to Wild Cozy Free. And if you ever just want to chat and need someone in your corner who can help you figure out more about you, I'll link my info as well. Okay, thanks again for watching.